Hey guys, I'm Daniel from ConcertTech. Today, we're going to continue on with part 2 of WWDC. Right now we're going to be talking about WatchOS. So you can get portrait mode photos on your watch face. I don't really care about this one because I don't put photos on my watch face, but for someone that does, it's nice that you can put portrait photos on there because it looks a little bit nicer than just a normal photo. You have next hour weather notifications, which any weather app except for the iOS weather app has that, so that's not super big of a deal, but it's something. You also get a redesigned Photos app. So instead of being that really confusing grid thing that it has now, it's more of a... It's a little bit different, and it's more like the Photos app on your phone. I don't see the point in this because I don't look at photos on my Apple Watch because it's too small. But if you use it, then this is a good feature. Some new apps support always on display, like music, maps, and calculator. A couple other ones as well. All that wallet stuff from iOS, which was in the previous video, is here, like having ID and having keys in your wallet. You also get a new interface for composing messages, and then I will show more in-depth stuff of that in my beta review. But right now all we have is a picture, and it just looks different, and emojis and everything are in one screen instead of being in a bunch of different screens. But that's about it for the WatchOS. It was a very low event for the Apple Watch. There wasn't many features dropped, but we did get some health things. So you get notified of people in your family. So when alerts happen somewhere else in your family, like your grandma, say, has an Apple Watch alert that she fell, you will get it as well if you're in her family. You have shared data with family. So onto this, you get lab results and vaccine info all on the app. So that shared data with your family will be with all your family. You can also share things with your doctor if your doctor supports that. That's not really a feature that applies to me because they don't have that in Canada, but it's a feature nonetheless. Next is home. This is going to be the only video I have for this because I don't have any Apple Home stuff. I'm a Google guy. I have a Google Home, Google Home Mini, a Chromecast. You know that from watching my videos. So I, and even Abbott, well, Abbott's an Android guy, so he of course doesn't have anything. We will not have public beta videos of this. So this is the only video. So we have home keys. So basically keys for your home, just like they enabled for the car. There's an Apple Watch home app so that you can do lights and stuff like that from your Apple Watch. There is better camera, camera detection, package detection, stuff like that. There's voice recognition, which, looking at that, is exactly what Google's had that forever. So I don't know what to say about that. I've never had a HomePod or anything like that, so I'm just giving you information. The HomePod also works with the Apple TV, which is another thing that I'm very surprised about because my Google and Chromecast have had it since the very first Chromecast. So another thing I'm very surprised at. Now on to macOS, because that's the fun one. And it's close to making me want a Mac. I'm not gonna get a Mac, but it's got me close. Again, same as the home, this is not going to have a beta version of this video. So, spatial audio is in FaceTime and all the other mic stuff that iOS got. It's all gonna be in macOS. Like I said in the AirPods section, which was last video, spatial audio got added to macOS. They redesigned Safari, just like they did with iOS and iPadOS, although this looks very similar to iPadOS. The new, the group tabs, extensions, customizable start screen, then the new tab layout, all that stuff looks very, very similar to the way that iPadOS looked because of the size of the screen and all that. Also, quick notes are identical to iPadOS, and they are enabled on macOS as well. You also have SharePlay, which we also got on the iOS and iPadOS video. If you haven't watched WWDC Part 1, look in the corner above. That will tell you what SharePlay is and all that stuff, and get a little bit more in depth. Shortcuts also get added to Mac to replace Automator. Now, I don't use a Mac personally, so I did not know Automator was a thing, or if it's bad, or if it's good. But I do know that I use iOS and iPadOS, and I really like shortcuts. So that is good that it's here, I think. Tags and mentions from notes are here, like I said, in iOS and iPadOS. Focused mode is here. Shared with you, live text, the new maps. So those main things, like I just said, if you want a more in-depth of what I'm talking about with that, watch the last video, because I went in depth with that because we had it in iOS first, and they just said it's here also on macOS. One thing you can do, which I think is cool, is you can AirPlay to the Mac. Basically the same thing that you can do on any Apple TV, except it's on Mac, any Mac device. I think that's going to be really good for iMac and stuff like that, or even Mac Mini. On a MacBook, I don't understand it, but on an iMac or something like that, where it's just your screen there, and then speakers. The speaker's supposed to be really good. You can just AirPlay your phone stuff to that. The last one that I have is the coolest one of all. It is something called Universal Control, which allows you to slide from Mac to iPad or another Mac. You can drag and drop stuff, copy paste from iPad through a MacBook and to your iMac, all while using the MacBook's keyboard and trackpad, or the iMac's mouse and keyboard. This is one feature that, like I said at the beginning, makes me want to get a Mac, because Mac is starting to be very similar to iPadOS, so that's kind of a cool feature, and a bunch of apps and stuff can be on macOS. That's kind of cool as well. There's a lot of things that a macOS would give me that would be nice, and that feature is insane. Just the mouse switches over. You can use the same mouse, trackpad, whatever, and it changes even the icon from the iPadOS circle to the macOS normal cursor. It is so cool, and it does it very seamlessly, something that Apple does well. Now, I won't get a Mac, so what they need to do is they need to make a version of this, whether it be third party, whether it be first party, whatever it is, they need to make this for PC. Now, I have the Logitech MX Anywhere mouse that I use for my PC and my iPad and all that stuff. It has a feature called Flow that goes from PC to Mac, and you can use the same, you don't have to switch Bluetooth or anything. You can drag and drop, and it goes from a Mac to a PC. You can drag and drop, all that stuff. If they enable that feature also on iPad, something that Logitech needs to do, not Apple or anything, just Logitech needs to do, that would simulate pretty much the same thing, but for an iPad and PC. That's the only thing you need. Just iPad and PC, iPad and Mac. All three of them can use that Flow thing that Logitech has made. And that is definitely something that we need. That'd make everyone's life so much easier, because a lot of people have a PC or Mac at home and they use their iPad as their laptop now. So that is a feature that a lot of people would use. Now, I went off a little bit, a rant on that one, but that's it for WWDC Part 2. This is a lot shorter video than WWDC Part 1 was, mainly because I just had to say it. I didn't have to explain it like I did in WWDC 1. The next video about new iOS stuff and iPadOS stuff, all that stuff, will be the beta, public beta version 1. And I will get it the day that I know it's out. So be ready for that video. Thanks for watching. Bye.